Hi everyone, I'm Keishara Chisholm and welcome back to my channel, Keishara Creates. If this is your first time with me, I am a certified therapeutic art instructor and a life coach. And each and every Tuesday, I feature a different affirmation to paint just to bring in some positive energy and help us to stay focused on the things that we want to attract and draw into our life. So the affirmation that I decided to choose for today is confident. We can all, need use some confidence in each and every area in our life. I think this lovely painting will help us as a reminder to just remember to stay confident, believe in ourselves, and know that we are able to achieve everything that we want to in each and every area of our life. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So, let me show you guys what colors we're going to do today. So, of course, I have the primary color, so I always use red, blue, yellow. And of course, I like to incorporate green and black and white. But today, I want today's painting to be kind of bright and vivid, so I'm going to use some neon colors as well. So we're going to use some neon green and some neon pink as well. So with this painting, since our word of affirmation is confidence, yellow and orange are really bright, vivid colors that resonate with confidence and helping you to feel secure and comfortable in yourself. So we are going to use those colors today. However, even though I want to use really bright, vivid colors, I'm actually going to start with the base of black today for the background. So when it comes to all of our affirmations, I kind of like to just go with the flow, allow my creativity to just express itself naturally and focus more so on the energy that I want to draw in with the positive affirmation that we're focused on. So with that being said, I am going to grab my 2-inch flat brush. I love to do my backgrounds with a larger brush just because it doesn't take that long. And we're going to get started just with some black. And I'm just going to start by adding some black to the sides of the canvas, and let me dry off my brush a little bit more. There we go. So as you can see, I'm not being particular or anything like that. I'm just adding black to the sides of the canvas. And we're going to do that same thing on the other side. And while we're painting this beautiful positive affirmation to manifest confidence into our life, go ahead and start thinking of some of the areas in your life which you are already pretty confident in. Be grateful for the areas that you are secure in, and start to think about some of the areas in which you would like to draw in more confidence in your life, and kind of focus or brainstorm on some different ways and techniques and thoughts and activities in which that you could use to help you feel more confident in whatever area you feel like you might want to manifest a little bit more confidence in. Grab a little bit more water on this brush, and we're going to keep it moving. So as you can see, I'm just laying the paint out. I haven't planned anything out too much. I just know that I want to use some yellow and orange, so we're just going to go from there. Now, when it comes to affirmation, my affirmation paintings, like I mentioned, I like to focus more so on the positive affirmation that we're drawing in instead of the actual technique of the painting, which is why I love doing abstract art in regards to confirmations, just because you want your main focus to be on that positive affirmation that you want to bring in, and less on the technique. I do have more advanced or more structured tutorials on my channel as well, but I love abstract art, so I take each and every Tuesday to allow myself to just express myself freely while I'm focusing on that affirmation. All right, perfect. There we go. All right, so I think I'm going to add just a little bit of white in the middle too to kind of lighten it up, because I want to blend some yellow and some of the hot pink or whatever directly into the middle. So I'm just going to get some white paint on my brush. And as you can see, I kind of load the brush by going side to side. That way the paint is smoothly saturated in the brush and it's fully loaded. So you're not going to have to stop as often. And kind of just like we did with the black, I'm just randomly putting down some white paint and blending it out. No formula, piece of cake, piece of pie. Just blend in some of the white paint into the middle. And make sure, don't forget about the top and the bottom and the sides of your canvas as well. That way everything just looks nice and uniform. You can always go back and paint your sides, especially something like this where we did the sides black. It's not too complicated. However, I always explain painting more so as a recipe, so don't feel like you have to use the exact same colors that I use. If you want to use different colors, do what feels right for you. So let me clean this brush off again. Oh, and I forgot to mention, yes, I'm using acrylic paint. I love acrylic paint because it dries really easily and quickly, and it's very forgiving. So if you make a mistake or you do something that you don't like, you can legitimately just let it dry for a few minutes, and then you can just legitimately paint right over top of it. So paint is very, very forgiving. So don't be overly concerned about if it's perfect or not. All right, so we have our base yellow right here, but I want to brighten it up just a tad by adding a little teeny tiny touch of red. And I'm just gonna mix it on up and see what we get. Ooh, pretty, pretty. All right, so in the middle, like I mentioned, we're gonna throw in some yellow. And let's blend this out. Ooh, I'm liking how that's blending together. Pretty, pretty. And like I said, I'm doing this as an abstract style. I'm just letting it go with the flow. And I think I'm actually going to blend all the way to the sides like this. And see, I'm doing nice, smooth, consistent strokes. Now, let's stay focused on our lovely word of confidence. Think about the areas in which you want to have a little bit more confidence in your life. If it's your finances, think about which areas are ways in which you can manifest more confidence in your finances, in your relationships, in your career, in yourself. And start thinking of how you're going to make that happen. And be grateful for the areas that you do feel secure and confident in your life. All right, pretty. I'm liking that. Pretty, pretty, pretty. See how quick and fast and easy that was? All right, so we're going to brighten that up some more. I'm going to switch brushes and switch to a smaller flat brush. And I'm going to go back in with some more yellow. I'm just going to use the primary yellow this time just to brighten it up some. And see, I'm legitimately just adding little touches of yellow. And then we're going to blend it out the same way we just did. This time I'm going to focus more so on the middle. Pretty. And see, I'm just blending it out. I'm not even going all the way to the sides. I'm kind of just blending it out in the middle. And I'm liking that so far. Turn my brush off a little bit. Well, not a little bit, completely. And let's go in with some of this hot pink. I'm going to grab some hot pink over to the side and add just a touch of red into it to kind of thicken it up. Neon colors are very sheer, so is yellow, which is why I use the base of white just to kind of brighten it up so we don't have to do as many layers. So see, we have this wonderful, very bright neon pink, And I'm just going to add some strokes of that into the middle as well. And see, yes, it is going to blend into all of those, into the yellow that we already put down, but that is fine. That is exactly what I want. And start to blend it out in the middle the same way that we did with the yellow. All right, so let me get some more yellow paint. Sorry, I hate how that sounds, but hey, it is what it is. And to be honest, I actually think I'm going to dry this off a little bit. That way when we go back over top of it, we'll have some brighter colors. So like I mentioned before, acrylic paint dries really fast, which is why I love acrylic paint. So I always keep a blow dryer handy beside me. That way I don't have to wait 10 to 15 or 20 minutes before it dries. So you guys just bear with me. I promise it does not take long. So maybe about 30 seconds or so. I'm just going to get it slightly dry. So let me grab my lovely blow dryer, which I keep handy right beside me. And bear with me. Give me 1 second. Perfect. See, that's good enough. I'm not going to blow dry it too much. Just wanted it dry enough to where we can get some brighter shades. So I'm going to pick up that same flat brush that I had, and let's add some more yellow to this lovely, beautiful affirmation painting that's going to help us bring in confidence into our lives in each and every area. So I'm going to add a little bit more red to this yellow, mix up that brighter yellow shade as well again. And let's go in with some more of this yellow. And see, I'm kind of just throwing it here and there. If it blends into some of the pink that we already laid down, that is perfectly fine. That is what we want. And see, I'm just going to blend out some of that yellow. Perfect. And I'm going to make a little bit of a lighter shade of yellow too. I'm just going to use that yellow that we just mixed up and add some white into it. And some more yellow. Just keep blending, blending, blending till I get a shade that I like. And I think I like that. So let's go with it. So this time, instead of doing wide strokes like this, I'm going to turn my brush this way to where I get thinner lines. See? And see, there's no right or wrong way to this. I'm just adding some yellow here and there. And I'm not even going to clean off my brush, but I'm going to go right in to some of that hot pink and make a really bright kind of orange or coral color. See, ooh, that's pretty. I like that. So same strokes. Pretty, pretty. And remember, with this lovely painting, we're drawing in confidence. Be confident in what you create. Don't be afraid. This is your creation. It's about how you express yourself and how you interpret this lovely affirmation. There's no right or wrong way. The main focus for this is actually the affirmation. So just allow yourself to be free and express yourself freely and confidently. All right. All right, I'm not even going to clean off my brush. I'm going to go into some of the white, but as you can see, it makes a nice pale orange shade. I'm going to add a little bit more of the bright pink into there and some yellow. There we go. Maybe some red. I don't want it too pastel. See, I'm just kind of playing around with the colors until I get a shade that I like, and I like that. So same thing. Just felt like we needed a lighter shade in there. And see, I'm just throwing the paint down and kind of nicely or roughly smoothing it out. Just a teeny tiny bit. All right, and keep focusing, keep thinking of ways in which, in areas in which you can manifest more confidence into your life. Think about things that make you feel confident. When you wear a certain color, does it make you feel confident? When you listen to certain music, does it make you feel more confident? When you go to certain areas, do you feel more confident? What areas in your life do you already feel like you're confident or grateful for? All right. Pretty. I think I like that the way it is. So I think I want to do a little bit of a different technique here on the sides. And like I said, I want this painting to be really bright and bold. So I'm going to switch just to a smaller flat brush. And if you don't have one, you can use whatever brush you have as long as it works. As you can tell, this is a very simple technique. Mainly, I want the focus to be on the affirmation. So don't worry too much about the brushes or the technique or anything like that. We're just going to start painting. So I want to do a really bright blue. So I'm just going to pull some blue to the side and some white and mix it up until I get a lovely shade of blue that I enjoy. Now, just rule of thumb, just to keep in mind that paint does dry darker. So just kind of be mindful of that when you're mixing your shades. All right, I think I like that blue. So I'm going to take this brush, and on the sides, I'm going to do a little X's. So we're going to do some X's on this side with this blue. And if it blends into some of the oranges and the pinks and the yellow that we put down, that is perfectly fine. That is exactly what we want. And you want to mimic these little X's on the side as well. Don't neglect your sides, because especially when you're doing abstract art or something like this, you're not going to want to go back and do all those layers again. Rule of thumb though, you can always go back if you forget to paint your sides. You can always go back and just paint the edges and the top of your and the bottom of your canvas black. It actually looks really nice. I've done that multiple times when I've my own self forgot to paint the sides. So, and as you can see, I'm just going and making more X's, kind of just blending it in further into the canvas until I think it's good. And see, I'm not trying to make it perfect. I kind of want it to not line up exactly perfectly. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on this side. Oh, and you guys, I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much. I have to, again, thank you guys so much. You guys have been so awesome. This channel has been growing so fast. Thank you. I appreciate and I love each and every one of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your donations and your support. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. And of course, just so you know, all of my paintings are available for purchase. And I am currently accepting commissions again. I had to stop for a while because you guys were such a blessing. I was so busy, but I'm back to doing commissions. And if you're interested in scheduling a virtual paint party with me or a group affirmation party with me, all that information will be linked below. And if you would like to support me and my channel, you can do so just by sharing, subscribing, or you're more than welcome to donate. I appreciate each and every one of your donations. They help me to continue to do what I love and to bring creativity and love and joy to you guys. So thank you. I had to take time to say thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get back to our lovely confidence affirmation. And see, I'm just doing little X's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth on the sides or the edge of this lovely canvas of confidence that we are drawing in. And like I've mentioned multiple times, don't forget to mimic that same technique on the side so that your painting just looks uniform. All right, and I pulled out this green and this neon green, so we're going to use them. So I kind of want to add some green into the blue as well. We're going to use this same brush because we're going to use that same technique of the kind of X's or the cross hatching or the crisscrossing, however you want to decipher that. So I'm just going to take some of my base primary green. I'm going to add some yellow to it to brighten it up. And we're going to brighten it up some more by adding a good amount of this neon green into it. Ooh, pretty, pretty. I'm liking that. I think I want to add a little bit more yellow. Like I mentioned, it does dry a little bit darker. So I want this green to be nice and bright. I think I'm suffice with that. See, I like that. So same thing, X's over top. And I'm not going to do as much of the green as I did with the yellow. I kind of just want, with the blue. So I kind of just want to accent what we did with the blue with some of the green. And again, don't forget the top and the bottom and the sides. And I'm going to exaggerate the green a little and pull it out a little bit more towards the center. And see, I'm just going with the flow, being confident of what I'm doing, just expressing myself freely. And what I love about doing painted affirmations is that you put so much energy and love into the piece that you're creating that it just manifests, I feel like, a lot sooner. Not only do you have the written affirmation that you created, but it's also a visual reminder each and every time you see your lovely creation to just stay positive, focus on the positive ways in which you are bringing that positive affirmation into life. All right, let's do this green on this side also. See, don't think about it too much. Just go with the flow. Express yourself confidently, freely. It's not about the technique. It is about the affirmation, the positive things that we are manifesting into our life. And see, this style of art is so unique and expressive and individual to each and every person. Each and every person is an artist. We all create. All right. And I think I want to do an even brighter green. So with the base of the neon green, I'm going to add a good amount of white into that. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's add some yellow into that as well. And I think I like that just the way that is. And same thing, you got it. Little excess with this shade too. And see, I didn't even do as much as I did with that other shade of green. Just adding accents to what we already have going on. And see, I'm not trying to stay in any particular area. I'm just randomly, confidently throwing some of this green down just wherever I feel like I want to add a little extra touch of color. That's all. Now that I look at it, I want to add some more over here in these areas. Perfect. All right, so I think I want to add some more yellow in here. Do another coat, and then I think I will dry it off and start with our beautiful affirmation of confidence. So let me grab some even more yellow. I'm gonna throw it over here since I've got so much green in that area. Voila. And let me go ahead and get some more white out too. I'm sure that I will use it. All right. I got my paint. Let's get it going. So I'm just going to use that same brush that we were using. All right, make sure you got it good and clean because you don't want any green or blue in your yellow that we're going to use. So, more yellow. Add just a touch of white to it. Like I said, yellow is pretty sheer, so I like to add a little bit of white to it just to kind of thicken up or make the color more opaque. That way you don't have to do as many layers. And I kind of like that really bright yellow. So I'm just gonna do little strokes of this yellow here and there. I feel like we just needed some brighter yellow. Perfect. And let's make an orange also. With some red and some yellow. More yellow. The more yellow you add, the brighter it will be. Let's add some of this bright pink to this too. Yeah, perfect. I'm liking that orange. So let's add some love to this beautiful affirmation with this orange too. Oh yeah, I like that. Pretty, pretty. I think I'm gonna add some more touches of the hot pink too. And then we'll dry this off and start with our lovely affirmation of confidence. And see, I just literally, extremely randomly threw out some of that orange. Now, where's my neon pink? There we go. Found it. Same brush I'm going to use. If I can find where I put it. There we go. All right. So within the bright pink, I'm just going to kind of scoop some over to the side. I'm going to add a little bit of white to it because like I mentioned before, neon colors are pretty sheer, so I like to thicken them up. Add just a teeny tiny drop of red into there. Yep, I like how bright that is. Yep, I'm liking that. I like that touch of color, especially since on the sides it's pretty bright. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I don't want to go overboard with the pink, which I can because I love pink. But we're going to leave it just like that. All right. I'm thinking that I like this just the way it is. So I'm going to get the blow dryer again. I apologize. I'm so sorry, but if you stay with me, you're going to get lovely, beautiful, positive, confident energy. So just stick with me briefly while I blow dry this. So let me grab my lovely blow dryer again, and let's just dry this baby off. That's good enough. So it took a little bit more time to blow dry it this time because I want this to be really nice and dry so that all the colors don't blend together when we are drawing our lovely word. So I think I want to draw our confident affirmation in a really light pale yellow. So of course that means I need more yellow paint. And I'm just going to add some yellow gradually into our paint. And I am going to write out our affirmation with a round brush. This way, see, it doesn't have a straight line, so it's nice to get beautiful curves. And I think I want to write out this affirmation in cursive. So I'm just going to scoop some white over to the side and add a little bit of yellow into it and mix it up until I get a shade of yellow that I'm happy with. So I'm just adding a little bit of yellow into the white until I get a nice shade of yellow that I'm happy with. And remember, like I said, it does dry a little bit darker, so I think I like this shade of yellow. So let's write out our beautiful confident affirmation, our word of manifestation. So hopefully every time you see this beautiful affirmation, It will remind you to say, I am confident, I am strong, I am confident in whichever area that you're focusing on. So, sometimes I use a ruler, but today I think I'm just gonna wing it. Perfect. Now, I'm gonna just go over it again with the yellow till I get it nice and smooth and beautiful. Just going over it again. I'll probably go over it one more time after this too. I'm just going over this lovely, beautiful affirmation of confidence again, just so it stands out more. And see, I didn't try to make it perfect or anything. There is beauty in imperfection. So I just freehanded it to make it unique to myself. Just confidently threw it down there. What a beautiful word to focus on, confidence. Remember to say to yourself while you're creating this beautiful affirmation that I am confident, I am capable, I am worthy. Whatever you are prompted to think or to say after seeing this beautiful positive word of manifestation. All right. And you got it. I'm going to go over it with this yellow one more time. And then we're going to add some more love to this painting by doing some highlights and some shadows with some black and white. And look, I think we're doing good today. Not taking up too much of y'all's time. I try to keep my tutorials around an hour or an hour and a half, and we are definitely going to achieve that today. So, all right, so let's go over this baby one more time. Trying to make sure all my edges are nice and smooth and that it just looks pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just want it to look nice. So as long as it looks good to you, that's all that matters. As long as you can read the word, that's all that matters. And if you don't want to do this on canvas, you can do the same technique with markers, on paper, with color pencil. If you do use color pencil, you can always go back over top of it with Sharpie or paint pens to write your lovely word of affirmation. So like I said, this is like a recipe. Don't think of it as if you have to create it the exact same way that I did. And you guys, make sure you comment your suggestions down below. I do take suggestions in regards to any therapeutic art techniques that you want to learn, or painting techniques, or drawing techniques, or any affirmations or positive sayings that you want to focus on for next Tuesday affirmation painting, comment those below. Comments are definitely welcome. And I'm just touching up the lettering for our confident affirmation, manifesting confidence in all that we do, say, and create. Just going over it again. And like I said, next we're going to do some highlights with some black and some white. I always do my highlights first with the black, and then I go back and do my shadows with, with white. I do my highlights with white, and then I go back and do my shadows with black. All right, I think that is enough of the yellow. Maybe a little touch here. I'm going to sharpen these points just a little bit. There we go. Lovely. So I'm going to use the same little round brush that I had, and I'm going to get some white paint. And white paint is pretty thick, so I like to dilute it by adding some water to it to get it to a nice smooth ink-like consistency. However, when it comes to diluting your paint, you don't want it extremely runny, so you don't want to be able to have water dripping down from your brush. If you can do that, then you have way too much water on your brush. All right. Perfect. So I'm just going to randomly do some X's here and there over here where we have the green and the blue to add some highlights with the white. And see, I'm not going overboard with the white. You don't want to cover up all the beautiful layers that you did. You just want to enhance it by adding some highlights to it. And like I mentioned before, don't neglect the sides as well. And we're going to do that same thing over here also. And see, I'm not going overboard, just adding a little bit here and there. The same thing, just little X's. Look how complex this looks, and literally all we did was some X's and some horizontal lines, and wrote our beautiful affirmation. I'm gonna clean my brush off some. And on the sides too. And I think that's good. Now we're going to do the same thing up in here with just some little lines of white. And we're just going to add a little bit. Don't get overboard. You don't want to cover up all the layers. You just want to enhance it with some highlights of white. So I'm going to do the same pretty random highlights of the white. I'm not trying to make my strokes all the same size or width or length. I'm just adding random highlights down of the white wherever I feel like I want to kind of brighten it up or add a highlight too. All right, I think that's good. Now let's do some black right around here. I do want to add some black and white to the word too. However, I might blow dry it just a little bit more because I don't want to pick up those layers that we just put down. So black is pretty similar to white. It's really thick, so go ahead and dilute it. See, I just grab some water and kind of thin it out on my brush like this. And look at this beautiful, positive, confident affirmation that we created. How lovely. All right, same thing. Gonna add some touches of black with these little X's over here. And that helps to pick up some of that base that we put down initially of the black as well. All right. Grab a little bit more water, thin this black out a little bit more. Let's do the same thing on this side. See, isn't it amazing how just black and white just kind of finishes off the painting, adds so much detail to it. There's so much power just in those two colors alone. And I see I'm just being very random with where I add the black. I'm not going overboard. You don't want to cover up all the layers that you had, like I said. And yeah, I'm gonna blow dry that just for a few seconds. I promise it won't take too long. But first, let me add some shadows of black in here too to pull all of it all together. I'm being very random, just confidently throwing down my shadows, not overthinking it, just adding some love in each little area where I feel like I want to add a shadow or a little bit more texture or contrast to the image. Yeah, I think that looks good. All right, let's blow dry this baby one more time. I promise. Thank you guys for staying with me. I appreciate you guys. All right, let's blow dry this baby one more time. All right, perfect. That's good enough. I just needed it dry enough to where I could do some highlights and shadows on the yellow. So I'm going to switch to a liner brush, which is just a thinner round brush. All right, and first we're going to do some white highlights, and then we're going to go back and do some shadows with the black right over top of it. So I'm actually going to pretty much right over this lovely affirmation with the white and the black, just to help it stand out some more, add some more complexity to the painting, and some more love and positive energy into this beautiful affirmation of confidence. Boldly and confidently manifest your desires. Allow this lovely affirmation of confidence remind you to stay confident in each area of your life, and to focus on ways in which you can do that. Allow this lovely painting every time you see it to remind you that you are confident and that you are capable. I'm just kind of touching up where I feel like I want to add some more. All right. And we're going to do the same thing with the black. I'm not going to go as bold with the black. I'm just going to kind of thinly write it out the same way we did with the white. And see, I'm thinning the black out a good amount because I don't want the black to be too thick. So you see how I'm kind of twisting my brush, my liner brush into the paint. And I'm not going to outline or trace around the whole word. You see how I'm kind of just adding touches of the black here and there. So I don't want to overpower all the layers that we just put down for this lovely affirmation. We just want to enhance it, make the word stand out a little bit more, especially against this beautiful backdrop that we created for this affirmation. All right, and just like that, we are done. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This is what we created today, this beautiful affirmation of confidence. I hope that it filled you with loving, confident, joyful energy. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. And again, as I mentioned, definitely comment any suggestions that you have down below that you would like to feature for an affirmation for our affirmation painting for next week. Any positive words or positive phrases or sayings that you want to give some loving, manifesting energy towards. And if you would like to support me, you definitely can by donation. All donations do go towards the channel. All of my artwork is available for purchase, and you can go ahead and schedule a virtual painting party with me or a group painted affirmation party with me as well. All of that information is down below. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me today. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely does help for my channel to reach more people. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, and I love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.